Okay, cards on the table, folks. Cards on the table. We're going to be continuing the story of Adam and Eve, right? Of the first time they missed the mark. And we had the first story, right, where where Adam and Eve do the one thing they were asked not to do because they would like to be like God. So they eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and God shows up, and they're really quickly realizing we aren't wearing any clothes. And God shows up. And we're going to continue that today. I've really dropped the ball. I've missed the mark. I don't have an action figure story. I'm sorry. Mistakes were made, and now we're left with this, which is our lesson. So God shows up, and God says, "Hey-o, why are you hiding from me?" And they're like, "Oh, well, we don't have britches on, no pants." And he goes, "Well, what do you mean, britches? Who told you need to put pants on?" And they're like, "Well, we were naked, Lord." And he goes, "Well, what's naked?" And they're like, "What we are." And he goes, "Oh, let me guess. You ate from that tree, didn't you?" And they're like, "Yep. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. But, great news. Not our fault. Not our fault. Not our fault." Adam goes, "Not my fault at all. In fact, Eve did it. Eve gave me the fruit. Eve, I can't believe you. How could you have duped me so?" Ridiculous. She didn't dupe him. He was like, "Looks good to eat," and he did it. And then Eve goes,
Whoa. Okay, not totally fair. Sure, I gave it to Adam, but he did it. He did it. The snake did. The snake did
it. And the snake's like, whoa. Yeah, guilty as charged. And God is grumpy about it. And God goes through this thing of saying, you know what? The problem with this thing of knowing the good and evil is there's a burden with that. There's going to be mistakes made. You're going to try to do good, and sometimes you're going to think it's good, but it's really bad. You're going to know the difference when it happens, and boy, it's going to stink sometimes. And he tells them what that means is you can't be here in this garden. You can't just have things kind of told to you the way I had them. You're going to have to figure it out, and that's going to be really hard work. But did you notice a little thing that happened? The blame game. Yes, that's right. The blame game happened. And the blame game would have been very convenient for me today. You know, what? Why don't I have an action figure thing? I got kind of busy. You know, it's actually about kind of being kind of busy. You know, the schedules lately have been real tough. No, I'm sorry. It was a mistake. But today's story, they go, "Hey, did you eat from that tree?" And they go, "Yes, but, her fault." And she's like, whoa, that thing's fault. Sometimes when you make a mistake, it stinks, and you gotta deal with it. You gotta own it. You gotta say, "I'm sorry." And then you gotta repent. You gotta make up for it. You gotta deal with the consequences of it. And sometimes that means trying to regain people's trust. Sometimes that means having to do the hard work of mending and rebuilding. And sometimes it's just, it's hard. It's just hard to make mistakes, to miss the mark. But it's really important that we do the hard work of mending it, being honest about it, saying we're sorry, being truthful about it, not trying to pass the blame off and excuse ourselves for our own mistakes. Sometimes you just make mistakes, and that means you got to own them. And for that, we say we're sorry. The good news is that God says you're forgiven. That's the good news. In Jesus Christ, we know that we are forgiven. And when we take that body and blood, when we are baptized, when we hear those words of forgiveness, we know it's true because Jesus doesn't fib to us. So know this, when you make a mistake, the best thing we can do is own it. One of the worst things we can do is try to slough it off or say, no, it's not really my fault if someone else's, because then we don't do sometimes the hard work of apologizing. We don't do the hard work of changing our behaviors to not make those mistakes again, to not hurt other people. So Adam and Eve, they're going to have to do some hard work, and they got some tough times ahead of them because they no longer have that same trust relationship with God. They now know, they think they're like God, and that's going to cause a lot of problems in the future. So today's lesson, today's challenge for you, your sort of take home is, if you've made a mistake, if you've missed the mark somewhere, what's a way that you can say you're sorry if it affected somebody, or a way to fix those things, to try to repair the breach, to try to say, you know what, I've made a mistake, but I'm going to mend it, and I'm going to try to do something different and create a new pattern or a new behavior, because you can do that. That's the great news, is you do know the difference between sometimes good and bad. If you've noticed you've done something bad and you really feel that in your belly, don't try to call it good. Don't try to justify it. You can own it, and you can say, I'm not going to do that again. I don't have to do that again. I can be different, and I can be kinder. I can be more forgiving. I can be more attentive. I can practice more self-control. All those things are possible. Cool, cool? All right. Have a good day, guys. Bye.